Here's the shocking truth about intermittent fasting that's been hiding in plain sight. While millions of women jump on the IF bandwagon expecting miraculous results, their bodies are secretly staging a hormonal rebellion. What I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about skipping breakfast, and could explain why your energy levels have been tanking despite following all the rules. Let me start with something that might blow your mind. Women's bodies are fundamentally different from men's when it comes to fasting, and this difference goes way deeper than you think. We're not just talking about minor variations here. We're talking about completely different metabolic machinery that responds in opposite ways to the same eating patterns. The fitness industry has been selling women a one-size-fits-all approach to intermittent fasting, but here's what they're not telling you. Your female physiology is already equipped with superior metabolic flexibility compared to men. While men need fasting protocols to achieve what you naturally possess, forcing your body into extended fasting periods can actually work against your biological design. Here's where it gets really interesting. Women have more oxidative muscle fibers than men. These are the powerhouse fibers that excel at using fat for fuel over long periods. Think of them as your body's natural endurance engines. They're incredibly efficient at switching between different fuel sources, which means you already have that metabolic flexibility that intermittent fasting promises to deliver. But here's the kicker. When you start exercising, your body has a unique fuel utilization pattern. Unlike men who tap heavily into stored glycogen, women preferentially burn through blood glucose first, then seamlessly transition to fat burning. This natural process requires just a small amount of glucose to activate those fat-burning pathways effectively. Now, let's talk about what happens when you combine fasting with exercise, because this is where things get really problematic. When you work out in a fasted state, you're essentially trying to run your metabolic engine without the right fuel mix. Your body can't hit the intensity levels needed to trigger those beneficial post-exercise hormonal responses like growth hormone and testosterone release that naturally lower cortisol. Instead, you end up in this metabolic limbo where stress hormones skyrocket. Your cortisol levels climb higher and stay elevated longer, creating a cascade of hormonal disruption that most women never see coming. They feel tired but wired, struggling with sleep, mood swings, and stubborn weight that won't budge despite their disciplined fasting routine. The brain chemistry behind this is absolutely fascinating and terrifying at the same time. Men have one area of specialized neurons in their brain that regulate appetite and reproductive hormones. But women have two distinct areas, and they control different aspects of your hormonal symphony. One area manages appetite and luteinizing hormone, while the other oversees estrogen and thyroid function. When you stress these neural networks through prolonged fasting or fasted workouts, something dramatic happens within just 4 days. Your thyroid regulation starts going haywire. Your luteinizing hormone pulses, which are crucial for maintaining healthy reproductive function, begin to falter. This isn't some theoretical concern. This is measurable hormonal disruption happening in real time. The most insidious part is that many women don't notice these changes immediately. You might feel like intermittent fasting is working great for months or even years, but underneath the surface, your body is slowly downregulating critical systems. Your metabolism becomes less efficient, your cognitive function suffers, and your thyroid struggles to maintain optimal levels. What's particularly cruel about this situation is that the worse these hormonal disruptions get, the more determined many women become to stick with their fasting protocol. They attribute their fatigue and brain fog to other factors, never connecting the dots to their eating schedule. Recent population studies are now confirming what researchers have suspected for years. Both men and women who delay their first meal until noon and eat their last meal after 6 in the evening show increased rates of weight gain and metabolic dysfunction compared to those who align their eating with natural circadian rhythms. Your cortisol naturally peaks about 30 minutes after you wake up. This is your body's biological alarm clock, designed to get you moving and alert for the day ahead. But when you skip breakfast during this cortisol spike, you're sending your system into overdrive. Women already tend to run higher on sympathetic nervous system activation, that fight or flight response that keeps you alert but also stressed. Walking around in this chronically elevated state makes it nearly impossible to access the parasympathetic recovery mode your body desperately needs. You become trapped in a cycle of feeling simultaneously exhausted and anxious, unable to truly rest even when you have the opportunity. The solution isn't complicated, but it requires abandoning the intermittent fasting mentality that's been drilled into us. Having even something small when you first wake up sends a crucial signal to your hypothalamus that nutrition is available. This simple act can prevent the cascade of stress hormones that derails your entire day. The situation becomes even more critical as women enter their 40s and begin perimenopause. During this phase, hormonal fluctuations intensify and baseline cortisol levels naturally increase. Adding fasted training on top of these existing stressors creates a perfect storm of metabolic chaos. Perimenopausal women need to polarize their training, meaning they need to go really easy on easy days and really hard on hard days to see body composition changes. But without proper fueling, they can't access the high intensities required for effective workouts. They end up stuck in that moderate intensity zone that doesn't deliver results. This extends to strength training too. Research shows that women training in a fasted state miss their target loads by 2 to 5%. That might not sound like much, but over time, it means you're not providing the stimulus your muscles need to adapt and grow stronger. The caffeine factor makes everything worse. Many women rely on coffee to power through fasted workouts, not realizing that caffeine further stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. You're essentially pouring gasoline on an already burning fire of stress hormones. What's truly tragic is watching women blame themselves when their intermittent fasting protocol stops working or never worked in the first place. They assume they're doing something wrong, not realizing their approach is fundamentally mismatched to their physiology. The alternative isn't complicated or revolutionary, it's simply eating in alignment with your natural circadian rhythms and honoring your body's unique metabolic needs. When you fuel appropriately for your stress levels and activity demands, you'll likely experience better brain function, improved mood stability, more efficient fat burning, and enhanced overall well-being. Your body already possesses the metabolic flexibility that intermittent fasting promises to deliver. Instead of forcing it into artificial restriction patterns, you can work with your natural design to achieve sustainable results. The question isn't whether you can tough out another fasting protocol. The question is how much better you could feel if you finally started working with your biology instead of against it. This isn't about giving up on your health goals or abandoning discipline. It's about recognizing that the most disciplined approach for women might be the exact opposite of what's currently trending. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do is listen to what your body actually needs.